The sound.
The sound of the county. And all the music you love. BBC. Radio Somerset.
8:53, music on the way after 9. We'll get back to Sounds Familiar. Have you seen these incredible pictures of the comet? I think we posted one. Was it on our Twitter page? Just look for Radio Somerset on Twitter. It's this incredible shot of Glastonbury Tor with a comet just shooting straight over it. It's amazing. And Josh Dury, who is a photographer based here in the county, has managed to get a few just absolutely stunning shots of Comet Neowise, which has been making all the news. Morning to you, Josh.
Good morning, Claire.
Talk us through some of, I mean, I know it's great radio, isn't it, talking about pictures, but just talk us through, if you can, of what you've taken.
Okay, so there was one image which I was very fortunate to capture, and it was really a collaboration with English Heritage. So it was a photograph I managed to get of Stonehenge and Comet Neowise. So this comet was directly above Stonehenge.
I mean, that is, for a photographer, you must feel like that's a once-in-a-lifetime shot.
Honestly, it's in a dream paradise, I can say, Claire. And really, to be honest, it is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity because of this comet's orbit. We can talk about it later on, but basically the orbit of this comet is about once in every 6,000 years.
Right.
So it's quite amazing, really.
Okay. How long were you out there waiting for it?
So I was out there for quite a few hours, and with this comet in particular, it's quite low down in the very early hours, so looking northwards, and really it was quite low enough to actually get the perspective of this comet above the monument. However, this slowly changes as you're going just before like morning twilight, where it's much higher in the sky.
Yeah, I mean, when I say what helps you here, because you are an astronomer as well, aren't you, Josh?
I am, yes.
So what do we know about this comet then, and what's happening right now?
So what's happening with this comet is that it's going on, like I mentioned earlier, this 6,000-year journey around the solar system. So most of your viewers might ask, what on earth's a comet? And basically, it is a composition of ice and dust. And when this object is in orbit around stars like our sun, as it approaches closer towards our sun and begins to warm up, this material vaporizes, leaving this iconic tail that we see associated with comets. Now, in the past couple of weeks, when the actual comet was close towards the sun, this was on the 3rd of July, this was quite a good time to see the comet because it was brightening, it was warming up, and has now reached its closest point to the sun and will gradually fade away as time goes on, which is currently the case with this comet, as on the 22nd of July is reaching its closest point to Earth. So it's now beginning its 6,000-year journey back into outer space.
This is just, I mean, I love all this stuff. I'll be honest, half of it I don't quite understand what goes on in space. It baffles me.
I don't blame you, to be honest. It's mind-boggling stuff.
It absolutely baffles me, but I love it. I love talking about this stuff. I mean, the big question is always, how do we see it? What's the best chance we've got to see this?
Well, first of all, we need clear skies. And unfortunately, I've been looking on my phone this morning, and the weather for the next week is dreadful, which is unfortunate to say.
Great.
But all I would suggest to viewers, if you really want to catch a glimpse of this once-in-a-lifetime comet, you need a clear sky and a clear north horizon. And most of your viewers might be able to recognize a constellation called Ursa Major. Now, the comet itself appears very close to Ursa Major in the northern skies. And so you want to be looking out for a faint smudge in the sky. This is because of the faint light being reflected off of the comet. And once you've been able to identify that and you use either a DSLR camera or a telescope, then you're able to resolve much more detail, which you've seen like in images over Glastonbury Tor over the past few weeks.
Is there, I'm thinking of Somerset here, is there an image for you which would be your dream to capture? I mean, I know Stonehenge, right? That's brilliant, but that's not in Somerset.
Yeah.
Is there if that comet could be captured in Somerset for you, what would be the dream?
Tricky one. That is a really tricky one. I think for me, I've seen pictures of it already. There's photographers who may be listening in now, but over Ashton Windmill Absolutely beautiful images I've seen, and it's just on my bucket list over the next couple of days to try and get a few images, as well as really some beautiful sights over the Mendip Hills, really good compositions there.
Oh, it's your oyster, isn't it? This is very, very exciting. Where can people find your photography? Have you got an online, have you got a website or something?
Yeah, sure thing. So I've got my website, which is www.joshduryphotomedia.com, and also links to my social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
I'm going to go there right now. You've got a great job, Josh.
Well, thank you very much. Yeah, it's challenging at times, and astronomy is changing all the time. But once you've got a once in a lifetime comet on your back door, then all I can say is you need to go out and see it, because we certainly won't see it again in our lifetimes, and is a sight to behold. That I've waited to see a comet for many years since I was a youngster to the unaided eye. So now's the time to go and see it.
Genuinely excited for you, Josh. Take care, best of luck, and if we can share your images, credit you, whatever, we'll try and sort that out, because I know talented photographer Josh Dury there from Somerset, photographer and astronomer. Get out, have a look. Comet Neowise. It's typical, isn't it? It's here, 6,000 years, weather's absolutely rubbish.